Welcome back to another video, everyone. Here's another very interesting math problem that we're going to work out in this video. This problem involves the present value of annuity formula, which I will about to write down for you. So as you read the problem, here's the formula we're going to use. We know that, so this is one version of the formula. Big R is equal to P times little r over n divided by 1 minus 1 plus little r over n to the power of negative n times t. Here, all of these variables, big R is representing our periodic payment. And in this problem, we're going to call that monthly payment because that is a periodic payment that you're going to be making. Then the little r is, of course, the interest rate in decimal. So we'll convert percentage into decimal. And then we have the little n in the formula. That is your compounding period in a year. And then we also have little t, that is time, also in years. Then we have P. You can think of your, so for this problem, we're going to consider as a loan amount. Or you can think of your present value. So these are the components to this formula. And then algebraically, we'll manipulate this to answer certain parts of this problem. Okay, so a couple wishes to borrow money using the equity in their home for collateral. A loan company will loan them up to 70% of that equity. All right, so this is going to be important. We'll hold on to that part. They purchased their home 10 years ago for $63,824. The home was financed by paying 15% down and signed a 15-year mortgage at 8.1% on the unpaid balance. So all of this is important. So let me go ahead and highlight them for you. So this was the price of the house they purchased. They paid 15% down and amortized the rest with 8.5% interest equal monthly payment. So their monthly payments were made to amortize the loan over 15-year period, as I was mentioning earlier. The net value, all right, so this is now, value of the house is $100,000. After making their 120th payment, they apply to the loan company for the maximum loan. And we want to know how much loan will they receive. Okay, so there's a lot going on in the problem. So first we're going to, before we can even answer the problem, we'll have to break it down into multiple steps because that's what this problem requires us to do. So we will first consider what was their loan amount. So the price of the house was $63,000 and change, but they put 15% down. So that means the rest will be loan. So let's figure that out first. So the first thing you want to do is figure that out. So first we're going to find what is their P value, P meaning the loan amount. Now, in order to do that, well, I'm going to consider what is 15% of $63,824. So you do 63 times $63,824 times 0.15. And this you will put in your calculator. You'll have about 9,573.60 cents. All right, so that's how much they're putting down, which means their loan amount is going to be the price of the house. So that's 63,824 minus 9,573.60. This will give you, if you put in your calculator, 54,250.04. So that is the loan amount. All right, so now that we have calculated what their loan was, now we can figure out what is their monthly payment for 15 years if they were to amortize this amount with equal monthly payment at this percent interest. So that's what we're going to do next. So the next thing we're going to calculate is their monthly payment. meaning big R. So let's write down what is given to us. So this is question mark. We want to know what that is. So in the problem, it's given to us that the rate they're going to receive is 8.1%. So we know that R, little r, is going to be 0.081. They're taking a mortgage for 15 years. So as you can see it here, taking 15 years mortgage. So we know T is going to be 15 monthly payments. So N is 12. We're compounding the interest every month. So with this, we can figure out what the monthly payment is. We also know our p-value that we computed right here. So we know the p-value we're going to substitute is 54,250.04. All right, so with all of this known, our monthly payment using this formula here, that's the present value of annuity formula solved for R. So R is going to be 54,250.04 times R over N. So what I would suggest is to do this calculation separately. So you have that number on the side. So let me go ahead and do that for you here. So I'm also going to calculate R over N. So R is 0.081. You divide that by 12. So that is going to give you about 0.006 675. So you want to do that calculation before you continue on into the formula, or you could just plug everything into your formula. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in here. So this will be R over N. That's 0.00675 divided by, we do 1 minus, again, following the formula. You don't have to memorize this using this formula again. 1 minus 1 plus this number right here. So we know that's going to be 1 plus 0.00675 to the exponent of negative n, that's 12, times t is 15. So that'll give you about 180. So I'll put that right here in the exponent negative 180. All right, so after carefully putting this in, you'll see that the R value you'll have is about $521.58. All right, so that is their monthly payment. All right, so this is how much they're going to be paying for 15 years period. So they'll be making a total of 180 payments, but they have made up to 120 payments. So the next thing you want to calculate is what is their balance after they have paid off 120 payments. So that is what I'm going to calculate next. The third step is to calculate the remaining balance after 120 payments. So we need to know how much time is left on the loan. So the total payments they're going to make to pay off the balance was 15 times 12. That's the number we have here. So we know they're going to be making 180 payments, but they only paid up to 120. So there are still 60 payments left. So 60 payments left on the loan. So this is how you're going to calculate the remaining balance on the loan. So we need to use the same formula again, this one right here, but we will be solving for P, since P is, it's like the loan amount or the present value or the remaining balance, depending how you interpret this. So using this formula, solve for P. So I will do that by multiplying both sides by the denominator of this. So you'll have P times little r over N is equal to R times 1 minus 1 plus little r over N to the power of negative NT divided by, now I'm also going to go ahead and divide by this number. So that will give me P is simply equal to this fraction, or R over N. All right, so that's how you're going to calculate the balance remaining after 120 payments have been made. That means there's still 60 payments left to make. So our P would be the monthly payment. We know that's $521.58. We're going to do this times 1 minus 1 plus the R1 plus R over N. R over N, we know that's this number right here. We already calculated that. That's 0.00675 to the power of negative NT. Now remember, this is how many payments you have left. So you put that up here. You don't have to calculate how time to just substitute. This will be negative 60 payments left all over R over N. That's 0.00675. So this will give you what is their leftover balance. So if you put this in your calculator very carefully, you will have about 25,662.89. All right, so that is how much they still have to pay to the loan company. But now since they're going to use the equity of their home to borrow money from the bank and or a loan company, but the loan company can only give them 70% of that equity. So their equity value is, well, their value of the house right now is 100,000. So what we need to do is to figure out the equity. It's going to be, you take the value of the house at the moment, take away what is the remaining balance on the loan, which is 25,662.89. And this will give you 74,337 I believe it's 111 cents to do that. Okay, so that is their equity of the house. But remember, the company can only give the maximum loan up to 70% of their equity. So we have to calculate 70% of this number. So we will take that number, 74,337.11. We multiply by 0.70. That gives you about $52,035.90. I'll say 98 cents. So I guess so they can take loan up to $52,036. Let's say that. So that's how much the loan company will give them. All right, I hope this makes sense. It's a bit long problem, but if you go through the steps, I'm sure you can follow through. All right, that's it for today. I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.